17th today, and I got a couple projects done in a couple days after my one was done on my food shopping day, but I basically had to get it done later on after the food haul, so I couldn't show that one before it, but that's okay. I made a potato keychain. It's a screaming potato. I got a cream colored, which is supposed to represent the inside of the potato. I got the white on here for the sour cream part. Right here is the yellow for the butter. My friends think it's funny and laughed online about it. Now the next thing I made, it's not my pattern, is like it's somebody else's pattern online. I can't remember whose. I'm not very good at names, because unless I see the person every day, like if I see you every day, I know your name. But then if it's somebody online, it doesn't mean I don't like them or anything. It's just, you know, you can only remember so many names. You gotta see that person every day, I think. But this lady made this beautiful hat, and I usually know how to make granny squares. It's a granny square hat, and it has 8 granny squares, and I was trying to do it all with this color one, but I couldn't find that yellow to save my life. I tried cutting a tail off and matching it. It didn't work. It's supposed to be a granny cat ear beanie, and it looks like ears up here. It turned out pretty good, so yeah. I made 3 of these, since I had 7 of these squares, and when I was gently taking them apart, one of them got wrecked, so since I have 6 of them, I made 6 blue, and I made 6 pink, and 6 of the, I think this is burgundy red. I just call it burgundy red, even though it's called burgundy. So that hat pattern got done. I could sell it for 25 bucks. I'm not going to say it's my pattern unless it's my pattern, like the potato and other things I make, just for example. Like I said, I like to be an honest crafter. That's just me. My next project I ended up getting done. This was actually another one that I I got this one done like after my food haul video. I think it was on the 8th, after work, and I just had to make the parts for it. Either that or it was Friday. But it's one of my sack bags, aka a drawstring bag, as you call it. Sack bag, you close it and open it. No zippers, no pockets. I think these would sell because these are small bags, so I'm focusing on small bags like my friend told me to. And my friend told me and before I forget to say it, this one right here, this blend with the white, yellow, and brown, I thought, okay, I'll only make a bag out of that color because I like the way that blended. And burgundy is supposed to be a popular color. It's been raining all day, it's making me sleepy, and I guess I'm getting a little itchy. Maybe it's a dry thing, I don't know. That happens sometimes. And I made another one, and here's the bag I made. Of course, it's the same color as that granny square without the green part, though. And I got the filling in it. I sewed the filling in this morning because I only needed to get this part done and this part done. I already had the rest of it done. I had the strap done and everything. I think this will sell. Cross my fingers. I know it's not Craft Fair Day yet, but Craft Fair Day is coming up once. I think it's in the middle of July. We have the Copperfest, the Maxwell Festival. I don't know if the date of the days change or not, because it's on a Saturday or Sunday type thing. They don't do it on weekdays, but I think this one would sell too. I'm just hoping these small bags sell, like my friend said that small bags are selling. So I'll come back when I have more crafts done. I'm just doing them in batches, so I don't just show one and like this and then I leave. So I don't have too many gaps in my videos. 23rd today, and I just finished another project. I'll show that one after I show the other one, but anyways, I've decided not to show what I have left. I'm going to try and just show the projects I make like I've been doing between my food videos. I'm sure nobody minds that. It's my video. I can do what I want. But anyways, I'm basically going to just show projects, and if I show something that's sold that I never showed, if somebody had a question about or something, they can comment below. Just mention which project, what colors, kind of thing, if you want to ask a question. But otherwise, I'm basically, tomorrow is the 24th of May, and there's going to be a flea market. And I used to think they sold fleas and you got itchy, which is a joke, I'm going to say. But anyways, there's going to be a flea market, and I only did one last year. I'm going to do the same, because it's the same place at the antique store, and people are so not expensive. We are in a cheap economy, or cheap, I don't know if it's, I'm trying to think what the word is. We're like in a low-income state, I think. I don't know how many places in Michigan are low income besides Ontonagon can be one. If I have to drop some of my prices, I'm going to have to, whether I like it or not. I'll go a couple of dollars, like $2 or $3 lower. I know people sell what you're worth. Well, it's hard to do that when you're in a low income town. I can't travel to other towns with better craft fairs, but it doesn't mean these craft fairs, they did suck when I didn't make much money. But then I'm studying what colors people are wearing and stuff like that. Like for instance, if you wear pink and you have a black purse that's got pink, I know what you like, so I can make something like that. I'm trying to study not just these trend colors people are talking about. I think I can't remember what that color was somebody mentioned. I think it was a green. They said green hue colors sell. The trend colors may sell too. I mean, if you make something that doesn't sell, it does suck, no offense. But you say might have to drop your price to get it to sell if it sells. Otherwise, donate it or something. You don't want to take it apart. I took a couple projects apart. I was so angry. But that's how it happens. Crafters, jitters, or whatever you want to call it. So I made a bag, and I think I finished this one on Wednesday. This is another one of my cheapo bags with the inside filling. It's got like a quilted look to it, a quilted cut of fabric. They had quilted ones, which was more fabric, so I snagged those, and a lot of people are liking the fillings I'm grabbing, but this one kind of looks like plastic, only it's different. It's not really plastic, though. It's a fabric. I'm sure it's not plastic. But anyways, because this yarn is technically plastic, acrylic is. I used a cilantro. Now, this is funny. The cilantro has a little bluish green here. I don't know. I looked at my cilantro. I'm like, hey, I don't see that in there as a joke. That's the Spice Shop yarn, the cilantro one. I chose to use that one. I'm blending these on my own ideas besides other people's colored ideas. And if something doesn't sell, try and think what colors would people like. If you make a hat or something and you're worried that those are not going to sell, make at least 2, 3, or 4. Test sell them. You can look at colors. You kind of have to study people, like I said, or ask questions. Do you like this? Do you like yellow? Do you like green? What color blends do you like together? Kind of play around with the brain. I'm doing my own color blends, but I'm looking up some stuff people would buy too. So, anyways, regardless. So, besides the cilantro, I also got the medium thyme. This one's actually spelled the same way as the spice, which is funny. And this is Erin from when I looked at the store. I'm writing down the colors because if people like these, I can make more of them and I'll sell more of them. I'm not sure how many people like that color, though. Nothing against it. Now, the project I got done today, I think I showed it last year when I made those Japanese knot bags. That was somebody else's pattern, so I came up with my own version of a Japanese knot bag, only it's a market bag, and I just finished today. I started this one Wednesday when I finished that bag, but that bag only needed a few rows, and I was done. I just needed to do 2 or 3 rows. I think it was 3. And then weave in the strap and weave in the sewing, the filling. That was easy. Not much hand pain or anything, but I didn't get any hand pain luckily so far. Gotta stretch your fingers, otherwise I gotta go to the doctor's and get a shot. But anyways, here's the body of it. The body's orange. I'm not sure on camera if it shows another color. I'm just thinking it does. Some people's it does. And I'm gonna sell this for $16. It took 3 hours and 52 minutes to make. I kept track of the time so I know how much each project. So I said put down. It took 3 days to make because I'm not gonna hurt my fingers, overwork them. Because I gotta go to work and I don't like working too much on yarn if it's gonna hurt my hands. Even though the days are being cut down a little bit. This is the orange I used an orange. It's a medium 4-weight yarn. And I'm not sure, I think this one might be lime stripes on the top. It's got white in it. Or avocado stripes is one of the two. I can't remember which one. I know it's lilies or sugars and cream, one of the two. And there's the big strap. So I made it like you can hold it like this or hold it like this. And then I got the little hole right here where you just slide it through and knot. And it does open still on the edges, but it closes a little so it knots on the top. So I'm helping this sells tomorrow on the 24th. And I'm going to, like I said, I'm not going to show my projects like what I have left. I will show the projects I make. And then I'll just let you know the results and I'll show you the pictures. I'll say I did good and this is what sold, and then I'll show you a bunch of sliding pictures that you can see what sold. So just letting you know what's going on. Okay, so I'll be back tomorrow. Today's May 28th. I didn't get a chance to really film because I only sold 3 things, so I don't really think I'm just gonna say what sold. I made one of those big cats and they sold, and I have a towel topper sold and one of those popping mushrooms that you can look those up on YouTube, and then if nobody knows what those are, they're easy. It's just a popping mushroom. So like a fidget toy and anything, regardless of that. Anyways, I got an order. I'm going to charge the lady $13 because I don't think I'm going to get 15 because I'm a low income community. But I'm trying not to charge too much. So I'm going to try and go for my price. If I can't get it, I'll drop a few dollars until it sells. So I made the top part of the hat on Saturday to get her head measurements. I had her head measurements, but I wanted to make sure I increased the stitches so it wasn't so loose on her head or something like that. And I measured it, and I only had to increase it by 4 stitches, so I just divided the stitches equally as possible. I'm going to turn this hat into the same hat I just created from scratch. I had to look up a hockey hat because I have never made one. So to cut the story short, she liked it. I had to. I couldn't contact her by message or her face or I ended up going on Facebook because my friend showed me a picture. She asked me, "Is this the lady?" Her name's Jill. I'm not gonna say her last name. That's always business for hers. But anyways, I know my friend told me she's got a mental condition and if she's off her pills, I'm not gonna badmouth this woman. I heard she went crazy one time, but I got a crazy neighbor, so I know what that's like. But if you're off your meds, that does happen. I guess I just learned that. Anyways, not judging her, just saying. So I told her she didn't answer her text message when I sent her one. I talked to her on Facebook. So I told her she thinks I'm coming to town Monday, and I said I come to town Tuesday for Net Club. So Net Club's just a few hours. It's not that long. I think it's 1 or 2 hours or something like that, if I remember correctly. Anyways, the ski hat, I looked at a picture online because I didn't want to follow anybody else's pattern. Not that I hate other patterns or anything. I just decided to go from scratch, and it turned out really cool. She wanted it like this, striped wise, and I showed her every stripe. I made the earpieces. I'm just calling them earpieces. And she actually liked it. She says, "Wow, that was quick. Good job, Tabitha." And I'm like, "Yep." So I told her my name. I gave her my phone number too, so I don't understand why she didn't text me back. I did send her a message on Facebook saying that I'll be to town on Tuesday, and she never texted me back. So I didn't know if she gave me the wrong phone number. I even did the braids on the side like she wanted. I want her to try it on before she buys it to make sure it actually fits right, because I increased it like I was supposed to. Okay, now besides that, I just finished another hat, or not hat. My brain wants to stick on hats for some reason. Anyways, this is kind of bigger than the cup. This coffee cup I found in the ditch. I cleaned it up just so I had, like, have something to pose for this. It's supposed to be a coffee cozy. I made it a little bigger. I made it like 5 inches long. It's supposed to be for a bigger coffee cup. But I basically was told, my neighbor said, you should make these. And I made, this one's just a little bit bigger than this one. So, these I think I could get $6 for this. So I'm going to try making some more and see, because my neighbor said, she said, Tiki said, you want to make coffee cozies, have some cheap items, so then I have to sell this one for $6, I think, because of the size, but I think it'll sell. So she said, you want to have cheap items that people say, oh, maybe I want to buy something from this person, it's like some people just say, nice job, nice job, nice job, and don't buy anything, and I know as anybody will say this is a crafter, and people can't say they haven't said it, but basically, if you get upset, I get mad sometimes. I'm like, why? In my head, I don't say it out loud. I say, why didn't you just want to buy something? I mean, I appreciate the compliment, but yeah, I just wanted to sell stuff, so I'm trying to do what I can. Otherwise, I got to keep reducing our prices, and low-income community can't expect high prices. My friend can only take me to certain craft fairs. She can't go far away, so I understand that. Katika is like an hour away. She took me to that one. That was the only hour-away one she took me to. Nice old lady and everything. Anyways, her name's Mary, and she's very nice. She likes my artwork. She looks at my stuff and said, she told me maybe you should try to make the little 5-year-old girl purses for little 5-year-olds. Maybe grandmas will buy it as a present. I'm like, I made all this stuff and it's not selling. Some stuff sold, some stuff didn't. I made more bags because bags sold last year, so we're trying again. And I guess the Copperfest will be when that happens. But anyways, I made this, and this is what it looks like with that off the cup. Looks like it's got little windows on there. I designed that myself. So pretty much the 14th of June, I'm gonna try to take pictures of some items, print it, and I'll say I'm gonna be by the antique shop on the 14th of June and just advertise. I'm not gonna put my name on there. I'm just gonna put I'll be over here and blah blah blah. Maybe it'll attract some customers, because I get a lot of comments on my pictures when I posted them or when I pictured them and printed them and hung them up at the laundromat. So maybe that'll drive customers my way. I'm trying to advertise. My friend said I should have advertised to get customers. Well, I couldn't the first time because it was so quick to get to the 24th. I didn't even know that the 24th was the first flea market. We have like a couple flea markets. I think it's for the next 4 months maybe, or the next 3 months. I think it's until July and then it ends or something. I think there's one in August though, but I know there's roughly 3 to 4. I think there's 4. Yeah, there's one in August. I forgot about that one. But I'm only hitting at least one. I was just going to hit 1, but I think maybe I'll hit 2 with advertising, see how it goes. So I'll come back with my food haul, and you have a good day. It is June 1st, and yay, in a couple more days it'll be my birthday on the 6th. Yay. I'll be 39. Yay. Not a bad thing. You gotta enjoy your age while you age, they say. So we'll do that. But anyways, I got a couple projects done, and I'll just start with the last one I just finished. My friend told me you should try making little purses and maybe grandmas would buy it, and I decided to charge $8 for this one. It took 3 hours and 24 minutes. There's no filling on the inside. I don't have to make a filling, luckily. No zippers because it's open work for a little girl. So I made it look like cake frosting. So I made lawn straps for that so the girl can hang it over her shoulder like this. I thought that'd be a good idea. I'm test selling this one to see if it's going to sell or not. I'm not going to make a bunch of bags and then get mad because they didn't sell. I'm just trying to, ease it in. If it sells, I'll make more of them. That's my rule. Okay, my last project I made, the first one I was supposed to start with, but that's okay, we'll go backwards. Then I'm going to have to charge at least $5 for these. The other coffee cozy I made was a taller one. That one is definitely going to be a $6 one. This one I designed myself. I used graphic paper to make it look like cats, so there's 4 cats all the way around here. I'll be charging $5 for that one as well as this next one. This one I call the warrior, the warrior one, because I managed to make swords and what looks like square shields. And on the other side I got a bone and a monster face. So a monster face, a bone, swords, and square. I don't know if I should have put the cats on that one, made it look like a war scene, but I figured old ladies with cats would like the cat one at least. Then anyone who likes fighting, I guess, will go for this one. The edges ended up curling, but I don't think it matters. You're just slipping it on your coffee cup roughly. I think I could slip it through my water bottle roughly here. Yeah, so basically people are saying some coffee places aren't giving the paper things, and that's why I'm making these now. So there's another coffee cozy I can make. Someone showed me where you make loops on the end and you strap it around your handle on your handle one, so I'm going to have to practice with that one. I'll have to use mine as measurements. Hopefully these sell. My neighbor gave me the idea for this one, and my friend gave me the idea for this one, so we'll see what sells. Got my fingers crossed for the craft fair, and I have to work for my birthday, so yay, but I'm not going to be at work that long, thank goodness. Come home and celebrate it. And my goal is to try and sell as much stuff as I can this year. So I dropped some prices. I know people say don't sell yourself short, but when you're in a low income community, you have to kind of struggle with that. I wish I could sell online if there wasn't fees and all that, because I can't afford that. But yeah, anyways, yeah, I'll come back with either more projects, but next week I'll be doing my food haul, just let you know. After my birthday, yay. Yesterday was my birthday. I had to work on the 6th, and I had a friend that got an order. She saw some of the bags I made, the ones with the strings in them, the sack bags, so I just finished one today. She wanted it Packer colored, so I got it done for her. And she's not allowed to buy it from me at work because our boss is so stupid. She makes up excuses to control when people can. I mean, I don't see this as. She thinks it's abuse when people sell their own stuff, which is stupid. Just to end the story there. Don't ask that question. But anyways, basically, I will be selling this to her, and I told her it's going to be $23. I told her I'm going to put a tag on it in a couple minutes, but otherwise I told her on the 14th there's going to be another flea market. So I decided I took a couple pictures of my projects, and I'm going to take the glue stick, cut them out, and glue some of them on there, and I'm putting down what the day is. I'm going to hang one up at Sills restaurant. I'm going to ask them if it's okay if I can hang one there, and then I'll hang one over by the laundromat where everybody likes to look at my pictures of my stuff where I've been hanging it up. And besides that, not too long ago, I finished another market bag, or I got the label on this one, and yeah, it's another one of those knotted ones. And the color, I keep forgetting what the color is, but that's okay. So anyways, I hope these bags sell. I think they will. So I think advertising, my friend said, would work, so we'll see how that goes. I've got my fingers crossed. Everybody's always like, oh, it looks nice, I did a good job. And in my head, I'm like, just please buy something, please. Yeah, I'm trying to make some mushroom boys, see how that goes. But yeah, we'll see how these sell. Maybe I'll mention if enough sell, but if I don't sell very much, I might not mention it on the 14th, but that'll be in a separate video. That'll probably have to go with my next video with the crafts I show you and stuff like that. So my food shopping is gonna be next week, so this video will be like, I'm just mentioning that it might be in a separate video, the next video I make, pretty much. So hopefully this sells. I know this one's gonna sell because it's an order. haven't had an order for a while. The lady loved her hat. She said, oh, it looked a little tight on her head. I said, it's supposed to stretch to fit your head because the hat will stretch as and get used to your head size pretty much. So you just make it a size smaller so it holds onto your head, because if you make it too loose, like if I made this into a hat and it's too loose on my head, it'll fly off. So that's why there's that method there. Me and my friend understand that one. I call it a method, like a method, like you know, if it's a size smaller, it holds on more better, pretty much. Anyways, yeah. So I'll come back with my food when it's that day. Okay, the recipe plan for June is my normal recipes. I'm going to do a loaded Cajun chicken sheet pan. I found that online. I'm finding new recipes. Country fried chicken, which the dots will be the ones I have ingredients for. I'll be doing cheeseburger quesadillas. I'll be doing normal all-in-one breakfast sheet pan. I will be doing baked chicken with Swiss cheese. Low-carb turkey meatballs. I'm going to have crock-pot cheese, sausage dip, queso chicken dip, and creamy ranch bean dip. I'm also doing a crock-pot spicy pumpkin chili. I'm going to be doing pork ribs, and I'm doing Mexican shredded beef, and then I'm doing buffalo chicken, pasta, and kicking chicken, which I didn't get to do last month. And I'll show you the meal plan. Oh, if I can speak English, okay. I'm going to start with the short part, and then I got to load the table because they got a little bit much. I got these off of Ollies. They were cheaper. So I got 2 sunflowers. One of these was actually had a hole in it, so I had to get my friend to grab another one. And I got this cheaper than at Walmart because it was $4.99. I think it was cheaper than Walmart. I grab whatever I can on sale, and I got these 2. This one's got a sticker on somewhere. I got some sandwich bags and some Cheese Whiz. Now from the dollar store, I got some gummy bears just in case my sugar goes low. Just a little bit precaution there. I got 4 things of juice. I got some tacos for maybe the shredded beef part or the cheeseburger quesadillas, if I could speak English here. I got some iced drinks. Okay, I'll be back with my Super One food haul. Okay, the Super One, I got 2 eggs because I bought an eggs yesterday at Family Dollar. My friend, or not Family Dollar, Dollar General, my friend brought me. So I got 2 at Super One since I still have enough eggs there. I got 4 avocados. I'm trying to eat more fiber. So I'm trying not to eat too much processed food as much as, even though I buy processed food, I try to not eat too much of it if I have to. Like I make homemade granolas, blah, 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 that kind of thing. Anyways, I got green beans because I want to focus. I got more mushrooms to make more cream and mushroom soup for some recipes. I wasn't going to buy apples, but then I saw they had some apples on sale. I decided to get those because those are good. I got some carrots. I also got these 2 different ranch dips. I needed a 14 ounce of this for a recipe, so I figured to get the carrots to eat the rest of the ranch in that one. I got 2 raspberries for $5 and 2 blackberries. I'm planning on taking some of these and taking them and putting them in one of my buckets outside in one of those bucket gardens. I didn't start my garden very much. It's not going to grow much because of too much light didn't end up growing the other plants, so I guess they died. So I'm going to try and grow some blackberry and raspberry plants. Some people say to be careful of bears. I even got strawberries here. I don't think I'd be growing strawberries. I don't think they grow on those cubes. You can use fresh berries to grow them, I think. So I'm going to use a couple of those and see if I can start them. I'm going to grow them a little ways from the house just in case it does attract bears, because I don't know. And if it does, they'll eat berries in the back where it's going to be away from my house. Anyways, butter leaf lettuce, I got that. That's my favorite lettuce. I ended up getting 2 cheeses. I was just going to get the Swiss, but since they were 2 for $5, that's why I bought 2. I bought this because this was 2 for $5. And then I got 2 different cheeses, even though they're sharp cheddars, just so I could get whatever I could on sale. I got some turkey hot dogs for the one of the recipes. I think it was I can't remember which one it was. I think there was one I forgot about. Anyways, brain damage there. Got 3 things of chicken, and it called for a chuck roast for that taco dish I was talking about, the Mexican shredded beef, so I got whatever cheap one I could. So I ended up going for a different one, but that's okay. I got 8 pounds of beef, and I got some hash browns. And then I also got for the whatever canned items I could get cheaper there than Walmart, because Walmart's not always cheap anymore. So I got 4 Rotel. I got a backup of maple syrup, chicken broth. I got some extra virgin olive oil. I didn't buy too much. I still have avocado oil I gotta use. I'm trying to wean myself off that, I guess. Because avocado oil, I can eat that too, but I'm trying to do different oils too. I got summer Indian recipes, so if I cook something that calls for half a cup, these things are a half a cup each, so I can just grab one and do it instead of buying a big container and accidentally letting it go bad if I forget to eat it and that rots. So that's why I like getting little containers. I don't get them too often. I had to get fire roasted, but they were on sale, so I got one I can keep for another recipe. I had to get some diced tomatoes and some tomato sauce. I also got some of these things at the other store, not the hotel though, because I needed certain things. I got sesame seeds, and I got buffalo sauce I needed. I got 2 different barbecue sauces because they were on sale a piece, so I could get them on sale still. And I don't know if I mentioned this at Ollie's, if I didn't show the cheese whiz. I normally don't get this because it's processed, but I do. I just thought I'd just get it just once to have with some broccoli or something maybe. Anyways, I'll come back to my Walmart haul. Okay, for Walmart I got CoQ10 gummies instead of buying the pills. I think I get more than there in the gummies, I'm not sure. Anyways, I got some Swerve. I've been switching to Swerve. I still have stevia. I'm still using that in my coconut sugars for brown sugar. I'm just practicing with Swerve to see if that's a sugar I'd switch to, but it's really expensive for the bag, so I'm just trying it. I got 10 tuna packets. I got walnuts. I got 2 Velveetas. And I bought a couple of these because I needed a certain amount, so I needed 4 chopped green chilies. I got tomato paste. I got 1 more tomato sauce so I don't run out. And I also got, I always make sure I have backups of these so I don't have to buy too much the next time. That's usually my excuse for it. I got 4 dark chocolate chips, and I got 2 olive oil sprays. I got bacon ranch. I also bought dish soap, toilet paper, and 3 individual paper towels from the dollar store, but I'm not showing that, obviously. Sometimes I might, and sometimes I won't, I guess. But anyways, I got sliced jalapeno peppers. I got ranch dressing mix for recipes, and maybe dip if I want to do that. And I got 2 cashew butters. I still got 1 left. I usually have 3 of each, so I have extra ones in case I gotta bake with them and stuff for knit club or something, if I want to make a treat or something. Anyways, I got 4 sour creams. My friend's been making me gluten-free. Once in a while she makes a gluten-free food I can eat. And she says she uses almond flour and coconut flour, and I use those too, so I'm okay with that. I thank her for that. I told her, don't be upset if you don't make me something. Anyways, to cut the story short. Sweet, nice old lady. Anyways, I got sweet corn. I got some mixed veggies. I got 6 cauliflower. They're all piled on top of each other. My doctor says, you eat a lot of cauliflower. This is like a drug, eating this. You eat it with sausage, cheese. You can have it with rice or just sausage, cheese with a vegetable. It's more fiber, I think. Some fibers are different in each vegetable. To cut the story short, I'm not a doctor. Got some unsalted butter, 2 packs of cream cheese. I got 3 black beans, 1 refined beans, garbanzo beans for a recipe, light kidney beans. Oh, I said green right there. Pinto beans. I got 2 of these Lar bars. I don't know if these Lar bars are really bad for you. They do have some added sugar, but they hold my sugar up. I'm not trying to eat candy bars all the time, because that is really bad. Unless you have to eat candy, then you have no choice. And I got some almond milk, if I can speak English. And I got some glucose tablets. I eat those when I'm walking. I got some shirts too. I got this pink one. I don't normally show clothes, but I'll just show them. And I got like a normal one. These ones I get stained, I guess, at work if they get stained or wrecked, because I'm ruining some of my shirts. And I got a red one. I'm just showing the colors they are. And then I also got a big thing of white yarn. I was out of white yarn, even though I got a monster load of yarn, to cut the story short. Then I got a couple white yarns too. I got like roughly 3 white yarns that are cotton based, so I can get those mushroom guys done that I bought the recipe for, or the pattern for, calling it a recipe. I got this cream colored one's different than the white one. I'm thinking that's the bottom part of the mushroom. It's got the story short. Okay, and the last of my groceries, I got all-purpose flour because I always get backups. I got 2 raisins. I still have 1 left, but I always like to have 3 on hand in case my sugar goes lower, in case I need to make a trail mix, or I have to make like granola like this, and I put it in there with my carbs and everything on there. And I make mangoes, or make mangoes. I have mangoes. I can't speak English anymore. I also got some mayo for backup. So when I open my old mayo, I open my next mail, I basically get another one for backup. I got green bean chips, haven't had those in a while. I don't know how to make them homemade. I tried making them in the oven and I ended up burning them for accident there. I got 4 iced drinks. I figured why not just get a couple at Walmart. They were actually cheaper at Walmart than the dollar store. That was kind of weird. Not everything's cheap at Walmart anymore, people complain about. I got some thin crackers. I'm not just going to use chips on those dip recipes. I'm going to use crackers. There's a seed cracker recipe I want to try, but I don't know if I'm going to try it or not. I think that's why I need the sesame seeds. And I got 3 bags of siete chips. I still have 1 bag left from my other one. I think the plain ones are better than nothing. Anyways, that's my haul, and I'll put down if I earned anything, even though I'm not getting app items too much anymore. And I'll put the totals down on the bottom. Have a good day.